Hello?
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Or good whatever time it is, wherever you are. This is Delenn Russell, and we are back for yet another day at Minecraft. We are playing Minecraft again. As you can see right now, my inventory is very empty, and I probably have to spawn. Well, I'm not surprised. So I have some tool repair to do and a bunch of other basic maintenance stuff. But before we get too far, I will just quickly show you. I've been trying really hard to get to the end, not to the end, but to the end of the digging in time for the weekend. If this thing will update properly, recalculating, blah, 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 doesn't change, then that's where we got to. So where we left off Thursday, yuck. Where we left off Thursday, we were halfway through where you can see sort of the emerald blob, that's our beacons. So we actually have enough space that if we don't get through everything today, which I am very certain we won't, then we'll be able to start laying carpets. So I think what I'll probably do is for the first half of the stream, we'll diggy, and then for the second half, we'll start laying out borders for the art. And speaking of art, the art that we have on deck is going to be this piece. So yeah, not quite right, but you can see that if we can get our borders started, we'll have plenty of space for the weekend to be able to do some stuff. So let's get to it. First things first, I do need to shut that off for a sec. Oh. First things first, I have spent my good pick almost to nothing. So I need to do that because I also worn out all my secondary and disposable picks. So what I'm going to do is actually grab one of these mini boxes of stone. And how am I this morning? Good, I think. I had an adventure I probably should have recorded as a short last night, but didn't, because it really wasn't that funny after all. But I was mining away while watching the Dadcraft stream. I thought, oh, this is great. I will come straight to bed afterwards. We'll be really refreshed for the next morning. And then I don't know what happened. I could have sworn I don't know. Anyways, long story made super short. I wandered back to my base, and lo and behold, raid! And I went, oh, that's not good. So that meant an extra hour of staying up. Well, thanks to Maribel J yesterday, in a good way. I mean, love the lady to pieces. But it turned out that I had not realized just how epic a build the Harry Potter, Harry Potter Diagon Alley Lego set is ridiculous big. Like, I mean, it's multiple buildings, so that's part of it. But as part of ridiculous big, the gentleman who is doing, I think it's the local brick shop. He's doing a marathon epic stream to build all of it on stream, back to back to back. Like, there's the breaks in between where he goes and takes care of all of nature and gets himself fresh tea or fresh food or a little bit or whatever, is a words on stream break. Like, it's that level of short. So while I was digging away and then had this raid, which I figured I would just wait out because the raiders were not seeing the villagers, so I didn't have any concerns with the trading hall after all, which is what I've been highly concerned about. But it just so happened that the guy was still going, so I figured, okay, well, I'll just do another couple of rows and then I'll get to bed. Yeah. 4 picks later, plus my plus this pick that I'm repairing now, I went to bed. Which thankfully wasn't super late. I think, let's see. Majestic Trout Fox is not around yet, so I can say it on stream. Which was 3 o'clock by the time I left my computer seat. Just a little bit of a addiction to just keep on going, because it's quite satisfying getting more of that stuff dug when I'm actually in the range of the beacon and things go quite quickly. On the other hand, I had no less than 24 pillager patrol parties, so I don't know why I'm so popular. I did have the server to myself, so maybe that's got something to do. But in any case, yeah, I was up late. I'm in a relatively good mood at the moment, but I think at the moment I'm partly adrenaline wired and just waiting for the coffee to kick in. Okay, well, this method isn't going to work too much longer. Let's see. Picks. We're going to need some other picks to work with. Part of the reason we have so much stone in bins is the pick I've got here is Silk Touch, while the other picks that I'm putting together here are efficiency 2, so if people have the patience, we'll get ourselves efficiency 4 picks before we roll. Otherwise, 2 will have to be it, but the problem is we're not fully in range of beacon the entire time, so it is a little bit of a slow going in some spots. But I have enough breaking shovels that I should be okay. This. Okay. Now these are the carpet art, so hopefully I won't actually be having to run around to get those. Get these ones mushed together to start with, because A, that's base, and E means we're partway there. 3's better than nothing. I've got emeralds. I have just a few emeralds. Obviously I can make 1 beacon already. Let's see what else. Anything handy in here? Oh yeah, this is all stone. You guys, I wish you would refresh more. Oh well. Okay. Get some iron. Iron it is. Iron seems to have a half-decent return on input. So, Benson, how are you doing this morning? That's always a good question as well. I would love to know what you've been up to in the past 20 minutes. Always good to know what people are up to. Yesterday was a really, really quiet set of Valheim streams, which is totally cool. Some of the new people that I've been following are starting to follow me in return, which is helpful. Very, very helpful. There, pick this up. There we go. Oh, bedtime. That would explain a lot. of the things I do have to be a little careful of while I'm out there is that bad habit of picking up my bed. Not picking up my bed, sorry, of, not what I meant to say, of using the wrong pick to I can talk straight this morning, that might help. Words are hard. Look at making lunch. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I figured you were in an time zone east of me. Because for me, it's 10:15 in the morning. So my assumption is you're in a later zone than me. Yeah, but I have a bad habit of using the wrong pick on my ender chest, so I'm going to try and leave it there until we're done. But we'll see if that actually happens. Because the reason I broke it the last time was actually that I got absent-minded and figured I would pick up all the shulkers to put them in the ender chest. And just went straight down the row and took the ender chest too, which was kind of dumb. Now we need all the XP we can get to do these combines. Didn't restore on picks yet, okay. Neither are you. Alright. While we're waiting. F. Oh, that's it. Okay. Too early in the morning for you guys. Four pick? So 5 would be nice, but I think that's a huge for time, so I'll leave it at 4 for now. 11:17. Okay, that's not too bad. So you're only Central Time Zone. That makes sense. That makes sense. I heard that. Did you guys repair? Yes. Oh, reset. Iron farm. I can see why you get a lot of XP out of trading iron to these guys, because if one was to actually gather it manually from all the mining, the effort expended would probably make this much XP worth it. Having a farm makes it a little bit simple, but it means that I haven't really bothered the whole zombification thing, because why? Whole stinking lot of cobble out of this project. So I've just been dumping it in chests and into the furnace in return, so I can get rid of it with some level of return. These guys, in essence, are my XP rating garbage cans. Oh, Axiote? I thought. All that I can get, please, sir. Need to get rid of these. Slow part of the game. Right? Right. Kind of funny because, of course, you want more emeralds for it, so you want things to be less expensive. But it's kind of funny when I'm trading up this way and then my brain goes, could you please just take these and not make it cheaper? I'd rather get rid of them. Close enough. That again? And yeah, what's on the menu today? I'm just kind of curious. Maybe it's because I haven't had breakfast yet, but lunch sounds yummy. Most things. Oh, can't trade what you don't have. Excellent. No. Oh. And not done. That was a bit of a waste, but that's okay. Fine. You can have those 7. Whatever. You guys have a funny habit of hopping out if I try and let them out. Not let them out, up this stuff, but let's see if I can get it to work. Okay, I did. Sometimes they jump out when I do that. I'd love to repair these other tools, but they're not the repairable variety. Thought about putting mending on a lot of these tools. I wouldn't have to use disposables, but then that actually put a hitch on things because I'd keep worrying about how long I had until I had to get the tool put away and swap, and it's easier for me to go right until it breaks. French toast! Ooh! Lovely brunch foods. I like that. Like it a lot. So a question about your French toast, actually. Fantastic Sherlock Fox and I have had a sort of an ongoing disagreement about this. What do you put in the egg wash part? That may sound like a silly question, but some people put things like vanilla and sugar into it, or cinnamon, or whatever. I grew up with nothing in it, as in like everything was done at the table. I put mending on everything I intend to keep and reuse. But for a project like this, I don't bother with mending and silk touch and whatnot on those. My shield has it, and all my gear has it, and like I've maxed out everything else. Okay, too much. Let's. Want one more set? Yeah, so I get a. I'd only get 2 picks out of it if I did an efficiency 5. But why not? Why not? These. Stop over here. Gonna be dumb. Yep, that was dumb.
Oh, hello there!
Instead. Good morning! And how are you doing this morning, Zerk? Should I say good afternoon? It's almost an afternoon for you. I think. 2, 4, 4. Ooh, okay. 2, 2. Okay, that should work. Here. You're sold out. Okay, that works. Mending goes on everything but a bow. Well, yes. I'm not the mending bow crew, I'm the infinity bow crew. So I am that ilk. 2. 3 out of the 3. One away. Get a couple of 5s. 5, 5, go. 5, 5. 11, and I don't have it? Are you kidding me? Really? Wow. Wow. Alrighty. Good morning! I see we have some people on the server this morning, or had. Had some people on the server this morning. It looks like I barely missed Creef overnight. And missed Stoner Miner overnight, but that's okay. Lyric thought it was cool and he said he never enchanted his shield before. Yeah, it looks pretty neat. Let's see, what do we got? So I've got mending and unbreaking on that. And then I've thrown protection, mending, and breaking, respiration, and aqua affinity. I would not have originally put those on there, but A, I had the books, and B, I can't remember which one came with it, but the helmet came with one. And then for those 3, I always forget what else I could put on the shirt and the pants. And then the boots came almost complete that way. So I think I just had to add mending, but I think the rest of it came that way. Might have been protection 3, I can't remember on the boots, but a lot of the armor came just about the way it was. I didn't have to add much to it. It was nice. Doing the bookshop, I have no shortage of librarians. No shortage of librarians at all. But you can imagine I was a little bit concerned when I wasn't quite sure if this open gap at the top of the fences was going to get me trouble when I accidentally had a raid hanging out last night. Good morning, Fantastic Sherlock Fox. How are you this morning? Fantastic Sherlock Fox has already been up for hours, plural. Just in that, I mean, he's got a real job. I say I'm mom, but this week I will admit I've been doing very little in that category. Hello? So, yeah, kind of owe people. Good evening, Creef. How are you this evening? So let's see, did that work? Ooh. So my custom shutout for Creep did not actually fire off. Okay, well, let's see what we got. See if I can make it go. Shutout Creep? There we go. I had to tease. Alright, and we let's pick anything else remotely more useful. Not enough, that's okay. I can handle this. I mean, you really are Future Man compared to me, right? I think we did the math and it's either 8 or 9 hours ahead.
Hello?
Hello! Good morning, Dub. How are you this morning? I'm trying to get better at remembering to shout out my friends, so let's give you a good shout out this morning. I'm surprised for a morning stream I have quite a few people, and I'm really glad to see that. Dub, I just want to say thank you very much for your tunes last night. That was awesome. Totally awesome. I don't know if we got around to the one I redeemed, but it doesn't matter. I was actually having a blast enjoying myself. I just did find it funny that I walked in right as somebody had redeemed an awful lot of head chops, and it just seemed repeated, and I was going, my goodness, you're not even giving her a chance, and now I realized why. It makes perfect sense. But, that's not what I do. But it seemed kind of odd for me to come in, and PP Zerk was getting her head removed repeatedly. What on earth is going on here? And yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Really? I've got a couple of 5s. That's a good place to start. But down there, I am completely organized. That's okay. Usually I don't have this much space left over. That one, this one. Got it. Okay. Let's get a box that's not busy. Got some room. Where's the magic pick? There we go. That one has to go up there. This one has to go down here. Put totems in here so I kind of have a safety barrier. Then I will put some of these other picks away. There we go. All right. Clean up the mess. Oh, why not? Because I can. Okay, so for those of you that just came in, as you can see, we're still chopping stuff. These are all stone. Oh, okay, I'll leave those there. So those are stone. Either they've been dug up with the Silk Touch fancy pick, or they've been converted from cobble, because I have cobble out the wazoo. Like, these two are full, and they're in the process of getting turned into stone, which are out of stuff, that's okay. These 4 over here are also cobble. That's cobble. We have a little bit of cobblestone. Now, I need to take a lesson, as I've said many, many times, from Carnage Joe, and make a bigger storage house. Just one of those things that Delenn never remembers to do, because when she's got her nose down on a project, it's kind of crazy. I'm barreling through. Fill those up. I really do want to go and do some chopping, because we're almost halfway through the first hour and I have done nothing useful. Absolutely nothing, but I say good morning to you guys. Ah, yes. Thank you for the reminder, Creef. You know, one of these days I should make you my overnight mod. I think that'd be awesome. Okay, so bring up the picture. You guys have seen me doing a lot of base. And running? Okay, good. Okay, so you guys have seen me digging away. We are now about there. I'm just going to make a refresh check just because I hate that color. The way it goes dark when it recalculates the palette is crazy. For some reason, Journey Map on this one does not update properly. I don't know why. It's not that the colors are bizarre, although it is at the moment, but it does not seem to want to update the cuts. So where we left off at stream on Tuesday, we were halfway through, or almost halfway through, the beacon. So now you can see I've been doing a little bit extra work in between. And it's not a straight up down cut, and I started doing top corner, partly because some of this was ready to go, and also partly because I was getting, what did I say, about a dozen, possibly more, patrol parties, and took out one of them. Could have sworn I'd gotten rid of all of that omen, but ended up with a raid at my base. So that last night got me down a beautiful rabbit hole where somebody got me onto the local brick shop who's doing a marathon run of building one of my favorite Harry Potter sets. That's huge. So he's still running right now, actually, and he started at 9 a.m. his time yesterday, 9 a.m. Eastern yesterday, and he's still going. Anyways, this is the picture that we're going to be building on top of the space we've got. We are almost there. And what I mean by that is we could either come down from the top on this layer, which feels like you don't get it much of anywhere, or we could continue going sideways. All the spot with our beacon and inside the borders, it looks a little bit lower. It actually is lower. I'm going to turn off the reference, but it actually is lower. We're actually at 70 finally. So we'll just dig for a while. Then after server break, we can start laying out some of the borders for the carpet, and just see how far we get. Yeah, that's actually, if I turn it back on for a sec, that's actually cover of one of the Sherlock, wrong character, one of the Brother Cadfael novels. Oh shoot, it's like there's 20 of them, and so I'm drawing a blank at the moment. But yeah, that's supposed to be Brother Cadfael. So the left-hand side is referencing his pre-monastic life, where he was a crusader. The center section, of course, is referencing his herbalism and the fact that he helps. He's sort of like your doctor, I guess, helping out in the hospitaling section and going out to the village. But it doesn't really reference the fact that it's a whole mystery series, because he's a very nice, kind of nosy guy. Yes, actually, I do. It's not a program, actually. It's a website called Stitch Fiddle. So anybody can use it. It's totally free. They do say make an account, but I mean, who doesn't these days? I say that on their website. So Stitch Fiddle is one where you can upload any picture you want, or you can just click squares. That's your preferred style, and make a design either for knitting or for cross stitch or for whatever your favorite thing is. And so I just say other, and it gives me the grid. So I upload the picture, and then you can decide what your dimensions are that you want it to be. And with that, it'll try and pixelate it for you. And you could decide, of course, based on what your dimensions are, how much detail you want. So I tried to go smaller than 150 on each side, and unfortunately that just did not look very good. I lost far too much detail, and literally I went up by 5s before I got the detail level I wanted. So I started at probably about 75 on each side, and then I just went up by 5s and about 150 before I got the detail I wanted. So I think I rounded the last batch up, just because I didn't want something. But this hole, oh, okay, well, not need that outside the borders, but I don't need buddies. Light in there. Should do. All of this zone and all down this other side are at the level we want. So I'm just going to run over there and use the bed. Funny how I was playing Valheim yesterday, and even though I was working on this last night, I did still get the impression that running in Minecraft feels really slow. It feels kind of like the quasi-jog walk speed that I was using in Valheim yesterday. Yeah, I had a lot of... Yeah, Stitch Fiddle is super, super simple, super, super easy. Oh. Did have somebody show up. They're up top today, okay. Last night everything seemed to be down here and I could escape up top. Today it seems all to be right in my face, but that's okay. So, if I have it, let's into. Oh, whoops. Junk over there. That's the one I don't want to be carrying around. That up here. There, one. I like the shulker that has sort of the random extras, like things I've brought with me and shouldn't have, to be a little different color than the rest. Okay, there, and off we go. I think what I'm going to do is do a little bit of strip on the outside, so it's going to sound odd, but we're going to go over to the right-hand side and across the bottom. And the reason for doing it that way is that then I've got a little bit more space to do some of the borders for the carpet. Yeah, Stitch Fiddle. It's all one word. I love those, oops, where am I going? I love those, Brother Cadfile books. They're really cool. I've heard they've been put into multiple different languages, so do check and see if it's something that might appeal if you're into mystery books. Pretty chilled type of monastic stuff, but one of my favorites, I believe, might actually be number 18 in the series. But they have one called like The Virgin in the Ice, and somebody had an unusually cold winter, and there's a lady found frozen in the ice. People have to figure out who she is. They want to figure out a little bit about who she is to try and give her a proper burial. Cadfile as a character is a good question, Preef. Actually, you know, honestly, I never thought about that. That is a very good question. Because really, I will be honest, I bet you if I were to turn on chunk borders that I am completely offset from the chunk borders, but it would be kind of cool to map it when I'm done. Yeah. Because it's one of those things you can see fairly well on Journey Map, but you can't actually see it very well live, unless you're flying over top. Or one of the reasons I actually haven't terraformed down that side in particular, yeah, and maybe a little bit of the end, is so that there'll be places for people to come and get a bit of a warp view of the whole thing. think you can, yeah. Perfect. Well, 128 by 128, by the time we figure out or get the borders going, that's actually not that far off, so you would get the majority of the picture. It's not directly related to this project per se, it's just, I hadn't thought about that actually. See? Friends on the server give great ideas. Friends in my channel give great ideas. I guess if you're fully zoomed out, then you could get an awful lot of pixels on there. Kind of funny. I got spoiled by having... Oh, it must have been through here before. Oh well. I got somewhat spoiled by having the ability to use mods and mapping mods in particular on Java. It doesn't mean that they're required, but because maps in general are such a mess in Bedrock, it just never occurred to me to use them in Java. I went for the mod instead. But that's it. I mean, like, people say, oh, is this modded? And I'm sort of, unfortunately, having to say yes, but not a mod pack, or not in the sense that they meant. I just tend to prefer quality of life mods. But it is kind of funny because CJRV Williams was asking in Discord a couple days ago, I guess, maybe it was yesterday. Sometimes things blur when I do stupid late at night things. Anyway, but he was asking what mods people would recommend in Fabric mod loaders, and the ones he listed that he uses as quality of life on a regular basis, I think I'd heard of one. So I have to go check out his list and see what he's got going, because maybe there's things that would improve things for me. But I usually prefer the Forge loader. It's just that when I wanted to use Lightmatica, it's only a... Hello, Swanky! Hello, hello! But when I use mod loaders, I usually use Forge, so when I switched over to Fabric because of the Lightmatica schematic thing, I just started out with trying my best to find the Fabric equivalents of everything, so some of the stuff I use actually comes in a Fabric version, so I just went with that. And for the amount that I use, like, shaders and such, I do like them, but it's not essential, so I've been surviving without Optifine, partly because I at the moment have the brute force to do so, but I think I've been pushing my machine a little bit. I don't know what I've been doing that's really messing it up. I should probably try a reboot at some point. But yeah, I actually had Valheim freezing a bit yesterday, and I was a little concerned about that, because it really shouldn't be. Hello, Swanky! How are you doing this morning? Bit of a long time no see, just your hours and mine are quite different. But I'm curious to see what everybody's been up to lately. And for those of you that are doing Stream Weekend, which I need to put the picture up. Cat. Oh, silly cat. Why did I bring you? Those of you that are doing Stream Weekend, where are you? Where are you? That's a very confused chicken. Hit you. There we go. Breakfast for kitty. Are those of you that are doing Stream Weekend ready? I guess that's where my brain was going. Right? The only problem I have right now with doing these maps, like the strips on the sides, is every once in a while I get surprised and something drops in on my head. But, you know, that's becoming less and less of an issue the more I do this project. Not just that I make progress, but also I'm getting more used to it. It was kind of annoying having pillager parties drop in when I only had a 1 wide slot. That's frustrating just because you can't get rid of them or can't ignore them. They're in your way. They've got nowhere to wander to except straight at you. Nothing but homework. Well, that stinks. Oh, okay, so for Swanky, a very big project, but I'm digging down to Y70 from, we started about Y94. And I see someone sneaking up on me. Busted. But we're going to be putting in carpet art that's going to be nice and large. So my mystery theme references, this is going to be Brother Cadfael, book series by Ellis Peters, or also known as Edith Pargeter, and 20 books long, but I figured I would do reference to it because it is one of my top 4 favorite characters, in no particular order. So yeah, that's going to be a little bit big. So where am I? Reese says he thinks he's ready. Well, that's good to hear. Let me just see. Stream weekend. Can I? PP Zerk's hanging around. Hee hee. Sneaky, sneaky. I add weekend schedule. Properties. Let's change that one up. Browse. 6. There we go. Open. Okay, let's see how this looks. Weekend schedule. Where are you? Yes. Oh, I don't know where I put that one. I have a button for that, and I can't find it. Nope, not that one. There we go. Alrighty, so you can see that we've got a few people on the docket. It's a little bit tough to read, but that's okay. I did save the full-size screenshot, but yeah. So I've got a couple slots. So instead of, my usual time is 7 p.m. Eastern, but this time I'm at 5 p.m. Eastern. It looks like Peregrine wanted that spot, and that's totally fine by me. Turn that off. And you asked if this is the DC coffee server. Yes, this is coffee server. I switched to coffee server this season because, well, for one, I wanted to do Iron Farm quicker, because we can have the smaller ones, and I wanted a rather ridiculous trading hall as well. So in order to have those within a decent vicinity of each other and not have to be the same thing, then I needed to be on the coffee server. And of course, I am on the completely wrong side, getting a bed. Fantastic. Oh, this way. Yeah, that's another poster courtesy of Peregrine. He did a fantastic... Oh, thank you. Thank you, Sleeper. I'm betting it's one of these Zerks, although for all I know it could be minor this morning. But... yeah, this... oh yeah. So Peregrine's done some lovely art. I think part of it is that we often forget to do the art plenty in advance. And I'm not going to whine about it, because I think... we've been swapping back. Oop, cat, I don't want you dead. The other 6 of you are dead. The servers in the last few months have been swapping back and forth, whether it's a background picture from the Bedrock server or whether it's a background picture from the Java server. And this month was Bedrock's turn, so I'm not going to complain because it might be my turn for Java, and I'm not sure if I get this one done, then maybe I'll be okay with it, but I'm not sure if I'm really comfortable having some of the other projects photoed. I mean, I know I built them, but I didn't design them. The only piece out there I really designed myself was the steamboat, and I'm not sure there's a good shot of that one yet. I guess I could take some. It would be nice to have the statues in the background, but I didn't design those, so I'm a little bit uncomfortable with that. Anyway, but where I was going with it was, I think once again I will start making the suggestion that we consider getting the art, like the picture, with the dates available right after Truly Bedrock has their stream weekend, usually 2 weeks in advance of us, and then we can still nail down who's got what slot after. I know it's a pain to have 2 different posters and stuff, but at least it allows us to announce it in advance, and then people can figure out exactly whose slot is when. But yeah. I've had a really quiet couple of Valheim streams yesterday, which was nice. I mean, I really enjoy having everybody. It was dead quiet, and that's probably a good thing because both of my projects were not too exciting. I mean, I'm either digging here or I was cutting down trees and building a house over there, rather than fighting a boss. I think I'm ready for the boss next week, but we'll have to see. But in any case, my sort of excitement, I guess, yesterday was that in addition to having one of the Twitch streamers that I'm not as familiar with drop in, Kieran Sean dropped in, which was quite nice, and then Max dropped in for a while, and I think he went into lurk. And then towards the end, one of my favorite YouTubers dropped in, so that was kind of nice, because I've been trying to sort of poking them, check out some of the stuff for about a month or so, maybe a little bit longer, but I never remember to post in their Discord. And I actually remembered, and they dropped in, and we had a good conversation, so that was kind of nice. But sometimes when it's somebody I recognize, who gets accolades from some of the bigger names as well, then I feel kind of surprised and don't really know what to say for the first 10 minutes if they show up. Yeah, life happens, Benson. You know, you can't always be everywhere every time. I think I had B Silverbeard for a little bit, so that was pleasant. And I mean, Wednesdays are the break day from Minecraft, and the idea behind it was supposed to get me some new ideas to and a refresher to get my head back in the game for Minecraft. I will say it's not effective in that respect, because again, then I get my head in a different game. So 6 of one, half dozen the other, I suppose. But for those of you that haven't been around for a while, feel free to type !! commands. I believe it should give you a list of commands that are available to you. Now, depending on whether or not you have the appropriate level of status, those commands will be available to everybody at your level. But a couple of the silly ones we've got a new-ish redeem for Champion of the Hill. I just think that's kind of a bit of fun. We've got some dad jokes now. Who doesn't? We're having conversations on weather, or distance, I believe. Third one, there's a third category. And we've got converters built in now, so people can ! convert when we're discussing Celsius and Fahrenheit, which makes life a little easier because my conversion skills are pretty weak. One of those, I just never really bothered to learn it inside out and backwards, simply because while some people measure their houses and their height and weight in Imperial in Canada, for the most part, we do metric up here, which, or System International, if you're more familiar with the sciencey term for the unit names. And this does go a lot faster when we actually get in range of the beacon, so we'll get better. And we have, a new question of the day is, what fictional characters have you possibly had a crush on over the years? Could be movie characters, television characters, book characters. And I guess one could say it doesn't even have to be a romantic crush. And that sounds really weird to say, but my absolute favorite characters, one could say I have an intellectual crush on. I don't think I've ever had any emotional crushes on fictional characters. But I like them for their smarts, I guess. So Fantastic Sherlock Fox might be able to correct me, only in that we've had conversations about our various characters. And though it says family-friendly answers, please, basically what that means is that if the person might be what adults would call your get-out-of-jail-free card individual, I don't really want to know that. Put it that way. But yeah, so if you were to, did you ever have a character that you kind of thought was, I don't know, cute or smart or fun or whatever it was that appeals to you, or to have a crush on? Yeah. That's okay. I mean, people have busy lives, and not, in all honesty, as I've said many times, I would be here, I would still stream. It feels weird that now that I've had a small crew of at least one other human being, sometimes when I get a zero for a while, it feels a little weird, but it doesn't throw me the way it used to. When I first started, I just assumed I was talking to Paint, and so the odd time it happens, it's okay. Nope, doesn't do Kelvin yet, I'm afraid. But in all honesty, Zerk, if you want to survive at absolute zero, good luck to you. Because if I remember correctly, absolute zero Kelvin is where basically molecules stop moving. And that's in one of those way past solid moments. But I guess if you want to go live on another planet, you might actually have to know your Kelvin, just because our planet talks about, talks about the temperatures on other planets in Kelvin. I'm sure if I put in a request to the person who helped with the code for that one, that I could probably get Kelvin put in there. You're not that nasty, Mr. Joker. You're not that nasty. I mean, thus far, for good reason, the number of pranks I've had on the server this year I can count on one hand. 0. Which is nice. Because pranks are fun, within reason. As people had done on the Java server, or sorry, on the Bedrock server last season, those that approve of being pranked, the prankies, were explaining their comfort zones in books at Spawn Town, so that any pranker who wanted to know how comfortable the recipient would be could look it up, see who's good at taking pranks and who's not. Cold Heart would probably play into that. I mean, even the Grinch wasn't totally cold-hearted. Super cold-hearted probably would have been actually a lot nastier to Max, his dog. You know, wouldn't just make him pull super heavy loads and so on. I think he probably would be quite cruel to Max in frustration at times. So, even the Grinch wasn't that bad. Although I really do wonder some days what Dr. Zeus would have thought of the extent to which his Grinch character has become part of our pop culture. Ah, it's almost Lego time already. May throw a free Champion of the Hill out there while I'm moving from one desk to the other. Makes it a little easier. I have random junk. Okay, well, so much for picking up those blocks. Just about, yep. About that Lego time. That particular emote from Dadcraft. I follow me around, didn't I? Okay. I saw PP Zerk going by, and the first thing it made me think of is if I didn't have anything else to do, I'd turn this into like an Olympic running track and just put little lines and make it all reddish. Okay, so we're going to have ourselves a Champion of the Hill run. What you need to do once I start the game up is, if you want to be in the Champion of the Hill game, you just type join, and it'll just put your little character in there. Literally just counts down the timer, does a random roll, and says, you're the Champion of the Hill, whoever it is. If you don't want to be part of it, that's okay too. I ran it twice yesterday, and nobody wanted to be, so that's why I'm still listed as the Champion of the Hill from the previous day. But I will see you over at the Lego table. Ooh. Looks like my bot has crashed. Okay, let's try this again. Yes. Bot? Task manager. Streamer bot. More time. Name. Kill it. Do. When you kill the program, it should actually kill, not tell you it's going to be a system process. Code. Again. Okay. No, it's not, because I say so. Switch to BRB up, and I would be RB. There we go. Okay. Switch. Take off. Pull down. There we go. Well, that didn't work so well, did it? We'll do Lego and then we'll do that on the way back in, because apparently I blew it. We'll be back. I swear it must be one of those mornings. Alrighty. Lego time. Okay. 380. So today we get to start with the noise of another bag. So for those of you who haven't seen it so far, I'll quickly show you what we've got. We've got the outside. Looks kind of like a book. And then in the inside, we've got a chunk that's got like a fireplace with some weird stuff on the shelf. I mean, it is Mad Eye Moody's office after all. Alright, and then we've also built a little desk with Hermione and Neville. And Neville dropped his wand, so let's just put that back in his hand. Oops, fell off his chair. Yeah, we've got those two as well. Okay, so we're on to the next bag. Trash. Ooh, awesome. So you printed legs for Moody. That is fantastic. Now, as Maribel J was telling me, apparently these little bags, some people call them baby bags because they're from inside the other bags. It's a bit of a weird reference, but okay. I never do understand why some bags are inside others, like why they split things out in the way they do, but obviously there's a reason for it. So we've got supposed to look like Mad Eye Moody, and thankfully we have some printed legs, which is kind of nice because we don't often get that. There's some where you have a printed torso but not a printed set of legs. And then we've got Mad Eye Moody character look, or we can do Barty Crush Jr.'s face. And I think I'm going to stick with the Mad Eye look, just because they don't, as far as I know, have another set with that character in it. So that's my favorite over the other one. There you go. There's Mad Eye Moody, and instead of a wand, he's got a massive staff, just a big stick. And somewhere around here we've got, there we go, a small stud-shaped thing. It's supposed to represent the bottle flask he was always carrying around full of Polyjuice potion. So because he can be the two different characters, they give you an extra hair set so that he can be Barty Crouch. And they give you, my least favorite piece in the entire kit is a little plastic spider. But I will give them credit. This time the little plastic spider is actually relatively detailed with lots of eyes, interesting denting on the torso, and some little teeth in the front. But not high on my list. I kind of wish that wasn't there, but it's just me. I'm weird that way. And let's set these guys aside. Alright. What the join is supposed to do is actually start a little, be part of a King on the Hill game. But it looks like my bot is being a real pain in the butt and would not let me erase the cooldown on that one. So let me just see if I can do that again. Cooldown, are you going to be on or off?
Oh, it's being a pain. So, that stinks. Back down. I will try and see if I can fire it off again when I get back to the table. But yeah, I'm not sure what went wrong. Sometimes you've got days where the bot insists that it's going to need to be fired up ahead of the rest of OBS. Other days you can fire it up afterwards and the system doesn't care. But OBS was choking for the local brick shop last night, so I don't know. They've decided to give up the ghost for me as well. It may just not like being up and running for that long. Alright, so I really should sort, but I'm not going to waste your time with that at the moment. I'll do that in between streams. First piece we start with is we've got a couple of little layers here, and what we're building in this piece is going to look like a bit of a window, like a decorative window. And I have yet to figure out how to do it, but I really should probably see if I can get the online version of, like the digital version of the build manual on screen for you, because now that I've seen that done a couple of times, then it would be actually pleasant to add that. Yeah, sorry for confusing you, Swanky. Totally unintended to confuse people. Okay, now I'm looking for a window, and I found the insert part, but now I have to find the outside frame. Usually they're in close proximity, or I find them faster than anything else. There we go. Okay. And sometimes I like to look at the edges and just see which one is cleaner, because that's the one I'll have sticking out. It doesn't seem to matter in this particular one. Some of them you'll find a mess, or the one where it says Lego just looks tacky. Okay, and...
Hello?
Hello, Firepower! Welcome on in, welcome. I'm just taking a bit of a Lego break. I tend to do that when our server reboots. And I've opened up a new bag of Lego, so we'll be back to Minecraft shortly. We've got a couple little things that I think look like chairs. They're not, but that's a cool little piece. And just a couple of wall mounting studs on the back. Yeah, so we'll be back to Lego pretty soon, and we'll get back to Diggy Diggy, I suppose. Will I make it in time for the stream weekend? I don't know. So, I will say right up front, for those of you that like the odd evening stream that I've been able to put out lately, tonight is another one of those nights where there won't be one, because the senior level of our Cub Scout group got invited to be part of the actual, like, next level up, the Scout meeting tonight, and I'm going to be working with that group in the fall. So since my son got invited to go, then I'm going to hang with him, and that's why you won't be getting an evening stream tonight. But I think it's worth it. You know, we're working on hiking sticks, so they get to do staves, and I think he's going to have a blast with that one. Okay, so last little bit on this one, I think. Okay, so I've got this piece I'm going to add stuff to. Where's the other one? Right. So I'm going to bet then they've got to mount this to the wall section of the book. And apparently, I am physically challenged with Lego this morning. Goodness gracious. I cannot imagine a local brick shop was feeling multiple hours in last night, because he was trying to do his build all at once, and he said his fingers were starting to get numb. So yeah, I can imagine that, because I can't seem to get things put on properly this morning, and I'm doing far less than he is. So this one just goes on the top. We don't quite have a rinse and repeat, but one last step for me to do before I give up. And I'm not going to one more thing myself to death. It's just, I like doing as much as I can of like a 2-page spread when we get there. Okay, so I'll put this one on. And then we've got another wall mount spot. And a 1x2. There we go. Okay, let's see if there's anything. Aha, okay. So I said there was one more step, but then as I turned the page I realized there's only one more step before we mount this into the book, so I might as well just finish that bit up. And then we're back. Makes a good logical stop point. So we've got ourselves, hard to show, it doesn't really focus properly, but a chunk there, and then it will go on the wall above the fireplace section in our book. There we go. All right. So this may look a little weird, but when it folds up, it actually will have pieces folding in, and then you can actually stack all your smaller chunks like the desk inside the book. And I'm going to head back and start digging again.
Ah, that's a new one. Okay. Gotta give the game a quick restart. It looks like it has decided to give up the ghost on me. It doesn't seem to just dislike the session key. It's actually mad at me in a way I've never seen before. Let's get this booted up again. Okay. Try this again, see if that will work. Okay. Yep, that's it. That's the one, Zerk.
Hello?
Hello. Come on, Minecraft world, can you please? Well, Swanky, I say you made it. Yep, you definitely made it. All right. For some reason, it really did not like me. Hype! Hype! Yes, definitely. Lots of hype for that. Okay, what if I... This, that, this... gravel can go in there for now. Oh, okay. I don't know if that was the... Wait a second. Oh, I have a Mr. Digger. What? Thank you. You must be really, really, really bored. Wow. Okay. Yes. People would like me to be ready for the weekend, I suppose. That up there. What do we got? Let's see. Now I can figure out the system. Okay. That's gravel. This. Making sure. Is there stone on the end? Okay, so she's using a silk touch pick, so I'll just throw my gravel in here for now. Okay, so, question for all of you. Do you guys want me to keep digging, or would you guys find it more interesting if I started laying down carpet borders? I really don't matter. Don't matter, don't care. Oh. Apparently my, redeem still has a cooldown. Oh, it's got a 5-minute cooldown. That's okay. I'm not gonna worry about it. So would you guys rather see carpet getting laid out, or should we just keep on keeping on? We're getting there. Looks like she's much, much faster than I am at digging out zones. Probably because she doesn't get squirreled quite so often. Oh, you mainly have comfort characters. Okay. Olivia, who would you say? Who would you say then? I'm curious who your go-to comfort characters would be. Rematch, yeah. So I'm glad you guys think like the Champion Hill. It's just a little bit of fun, you know, really a countdown thing. I just thought I'd add it to the few little things. I mean, we've got mods are allowed to play on the ooh, goodness gracious. Mods are allowed to play on the games, of course, and also allowed to play if you want to do the so-and-so was here first and so-and-so's the biggest fan. But it looks like people seem to be perfectly happy letting Lyric be the biggest fan. There we go. Oh, okay. So, Lyric, you should be able to do exclamation point QOTD. That one should come up because it's pulling a global now, so we're not actually breaking it as much as we were before. I don't know if Benson would work well as a first name, in all honesty. One of the things I find interesting is, like, in North America, we use first names quite a lot. In modern Europe, they use first names quite a lot as well. But that, as many are aware, was not always the case. You didn't know it was Lyric. Yeah. It's cheap enough that he spotted it and wanted to see if it would work, and it did. It just didn't go off correctly. Champion of the Hill worked, but for some reason the creeper sound didn't play. I think it was just because everything had crashed. I mean, the game gave up the ghost. I'm just waiting for OBS to give up the ghost. Looks like my streamer bot had given up the ghost for a while. We'll just have to see whether or not it likes me. I do promise to give everything a full reboot before I try and come on stream on the weekend, because I find that incredibly embarrassing. This is going to be dumb, but I think it's worth it for me to run back to the middle, because even with these crummy picks, I can actually make some headway. Because I've got the beacon. Oops. This is why I don't always use beacons. Oh well. What I often actually will do is find a good spot and just strip upwards. And... wrong way. Come on. There we go. The other thing I'll sometimes do is run around and try and get as much of one type of material as I can, and then come back again in another round with a different tool so I can get the other type of material. I was doing that for a while.
We interrupt this program to annoy you and make things generally irritating.
That's interesting if that was the spider hiss. Wow. So it looks like my streamer bot really pulled itself back, because that was an oopsie I'd fixed probably about a month ago. Although, that does work. Yeah, well, it's actually kind of funny because, in terms of the whole first name thing, like Europeans back in the day would call people by their last name, so Sherlock Holmes would frequently refer to as Holmes, even though his roomie, you would think to be, you know, a guy who would know him fairly well, like both of them still call each other by the last name. You can see when I ran out of beacon. That was not a spider. That's a little disappointing. Edit. This one. That one. Select. Okay. So, that one... Yeah. Who wanted Spider Hiss? Do I actually have that one? You should have given me a jump. Over here. And wow. Okay. That spider has a really, really warped sense of humor. Let's see. Actually picking global cooldown. No way. No way. I don't know why I've got a global cooldown on the sounds. Edit. I think that the annoying me one is probably the only one that needs a cooldown. Oops. Especially since I don't need a cooldown on one's edit. Okay, I am being really distracted squirrel today. Right, edit. Doody-doody-doo. Let's see if we can get 7 minutes. No. That's really weird. Fresh browsers. The PP Zerk is definitely taking no prisoners. I heard that over my shoulder. I'm going, oh no! Well, it's funny you should mention that, actually. PP Zerk says, my pleasure. Sorry I haven't been able to help sooner. And what I find amusing by that... there it is. Weird. What I find amusing about her offer is actually that Fantastic Shock Fox, who doesn't normally have a whole lot of time to play because he's on meetings and stuff, has at times talked about potentially getting just enough Patreon access to the server to dig for me. I thought that was kind of funny. While I appreciate the offer, there are other games that I'd probably rather he spent his time playing and enjoying for himself. But he enjoys the digging in Minecraft. Like, he really does like that. When we used to play as a family, when he had some time before, we would actually have times where we'd go we'd have branch mines for things, and be like, we had to put in one player sleep because he'd be down in the branch mine somewhere and have forgotten to take a bed with him. He's usually pretty organized, but have forgotten to take a bed with him in order to save space in inventory. And then he would be stuck down there quite deep by the time that we needed him to come and sleep. We had to put in one player sleep. There was no choice on that. It's funny, if I do enough of this vertical stripping, I do eventually get motion sick, but it takes longer than if I'm going sideways. As in, like, sweeping back and forth. Oh, lost the beacon. Okay, let's just finish this road eating tidy. Tidy-ish. You can kick in. Beaky Beaky, where'd you go? I've thought about moving the beacon, but it doesn't really help. Okay. I'm just making a random mess, so I'll figure it out as we go. But, yeah. I get that impression, Zerk. I really do, and boy do I appreciate it when I've set myself a project like this. Now, part of the reason that I thought about coming down to 70, as opposed to taking the outside layers or the edges up higher, was partly because I wanted it to be accessible from the land, so I'd have to build extra towers and stuff. Part of it was also that, was that by the time I looked at all the gaps, the number of places I'd have to fill in to get up there, I really, at the time, wasn't sure if it was going to take as long to fill the gaps. Hindsight 2020, yes, it would not have. That would have been a much smarter activity, but, you know, here we are. And I mean, if one was to take a walk around the outside of this thing, it is actually raised a little bit on the outside. Not much. I think it was like maybe 5. And then I still haven't even bothered putting any brain power into figuring out what I'm going to do as a step barrier down around the outside after this is all over. So in theory, when one looks at it either on a journey map or via Elytra or like just about any other way, maybe a map or something, that you'll see it looking kind of like a picture on your wall. So I haven't decided what I'm going to use for 2 or 3 layers of framing on the outside. I figured it wasn't critical. Looking at the new Mangrove wood, actually, that would be kind of cool, just because I like the darker red, that reddish brown that comes out of it. Drop the needle. Where did that come from? Got a game chat while I'm working here. Oh, put on some music. Yes. There's actually a neat song. I'm horrible with titles and artists, but it's got a line in it that repeats over and over and over again. And it might even be one of the Fatboy Slim songs for all I know. Anyways, but it talks about putting the needle on the record. And it's sort of a DJ thing. Put the needle on the record. But, yeah. How big is this? Oh, okay, I'm almost there. Doing without beacon is kind of dumb. There are times that I wish, rather than actually having a beacon and have to be within zone, that I wish that I could actually even have, like the haste mining available as a dip. And that sounds weird, but like a dip rather than a potion. Up on your hip hop, Zerk. Okay, well maybe completely wrong. Sorry, you guys are making me laugh because one of the other things you just accidentally reminded me of was there was a granny on cat move. Thank you. I don't want a dead cat. There was a granny on America's Got Talent a few years ago. It was the rapping granny. She was hilarious, like very good at her rap, which she wrote herself, and they're styling wise, it's kind of like protest songs, I guess, but totally amusing lady to listen to. Okay, where back are we going? Wow, even Zerk gets going. She's really gets going. Impressive. Okay. Full. Why not? Just because I can. Organization. Okay. We all start from the middle, it'll be much faster, right? How far can I get before? We're halfway through the second hour already. It's kind of funny how time flies. I think I understand why people do 2-hour stints. 1 hour works well in terms of watching, and because it's like a... Oh, okay. Not very far at all. It's like a television show, right? I'm gonna go the other way, just confused. Like a television show where 1 hour time slots work really well for watching things, but when you're actually streaming away, 2 hour slots just seem to fly by, particularly if you've got a break in the middle. Preferably not a tech problem break, but a little stretch. Actually funny, I woke up this morning thinking about the sound that's supposed to be a stretch and was failing yesterday. Maybe that was the first hint that my bot was not in a happy place, was that it was failing the stretch noises. But it got us into a conversation about old commercials. It might have been Tuesday. But in any case, I woke up this morning thinking about the little pop, crackle, snap, pop, snap thing that I've got going for my stretch. And it literally was just stuck in my head going over and over and over, which was somewhat fitting considering that my shoulders and back were a little bit acting a bit like a bowl of Rice Krispies and everything was crunching and popping. moving around, getting ready. Hip-hop, like a lot of other genres, has its place. Doesn't mean it's my place. But, yeah. So all kinds of different things. But here's a weird one. I could have sworn earlier this week that I had only been using DMCA safe music. That was safe on both Twitch and on YouTube. Got a bit of surprise with about half a dozen notifications for one stream archive, which was odd because somehow I thought that was the day I had chosen DMCA safe electro swing, but none of the claimed titles matched up with anything in that gentleman's playlist. And when I listened to the clips, it didn't even sound like that kind of music at all, so I don't even know what I hit. So I just went with a couple of... That's part of why I've been avoiding some of the music styles I actually would like. It's just that I don't know if the playlist I have is actually as safe as I thought it was. And so briefly I'm defaulting to the ones that I can trust. There we go. Oops. Cat, stop it or I will kill you. Not that helpful against creepers anyway. Aw! Like, tag, you're it. Don't give your kid Rice Krispies. Oh. Love it, Benson. That's awesome. Funny enough, our kids aren't Rice Krispie fans. I mean, they'll eat the Rice Krispie squares and stuff, but they won't eat it very often as a cereal. I think it just gets soggy too fast for them. Whereas, as a grown-up, I've learned how to eat them fast enough that I actually quite like them. I just don't usually think about having breakfast before I stream. I should. But and then, of course, afterwards I'm on a roll, right? So, can't win them all. But, okay, so... Cat just happens to be on lunch when the creepers come by. Yeah, always on lunch. Actually, it's funny. He loves to sit on top of the chests, like all cats do. And sometimes I've sat him there on purpose. Like, once he sits down, you reset him. And then I would think that I'm forgetting to release him afterwards. But there's times I've made him stand up and then he just climbs right back on there, sits back down, and I see creepers wandering all over the place, and it's like, dude, you are so useless. I understand if I forgot to stand him up so that he could go run around and do things. There's creepers running around all over the place, following me around. It's like, yeah. This is part of why I had 7 or 8 cats and was the crazy cat lady for a little while. But then when I just kept killing them off, the biggest one is, so I nearly did there, the cat loves to stick his head inside the shulker boxes. I don't know what his issue is. They all do. And it's not even that they sit... I mean, sometimes they sit on top of the shulker boxes, which to me just looks hilarious because it's like they're trying to go for a ride. Yeah, I think you're right. The kids love the squares because they love marshmallows, and for the time being, it's debatable whether or not that's actually good for them. Or at least for my daughter. 3, okay, let's not waste our time with the 3s right now. Leave that out so I can find more stuff later. Other end. Here. Oops. Not the junk in here. That makes sense, right? Ooh. I think at this rate, we're going to end up with ourselves having a granite box. Whatever the heck this is. Yep, granite. Right at the other end. Find it. Oh. Probably the last of the cobble box for a while. Or the gravel get too. Okay, so now we're up for stone. Wow. You know, in all honesty, if I had let PP Zerk do this, and found a successful way of paying her back that we could both be comfortable with, then we would have had this thing down in a week or less. But I mean, hey, people also do say many hands make light work, and it also helps if someone's bothered to go and get themselves quote-unquote real tools. These days, because netherite exists, anything that's not netherite is kind of just a wannabe. Yeah. Well, it's funny because you would think the cats would want to sit on top of the shulkers and just go up and down for a ride. Sure, why not, right? No. They go and stick their head in the box when it's open. I've had a few do that, and it's... I don't know. That's where I lost 2 or 3 of the cats, was because I was busy using shulkers and just went off doing my thing. And lo and behold, the cat just decided that he was gonna suffocate to death. And it's like, well, that's your problem, buddy. Yeah, that's how I ended up down at 1 cat. Every once in a while, though, this guy's been beat up a few times, because if he's in the road, I will just hit him. Like, move it. Get out of the way. And then they do stay away for a little while. Like, I mean, they're close, but they don't stick their head in everything and follow you around quite so closely. In all honesty, I'm thinking what I probably should have done, and I bet you probably learned a bit from the Zerks, is that I ran around doing all this, the chunk that had the beacon reach, did all of that, and then moved the beacon diagonally into sort of the center of what's left to get the best reach. That probably would have sped everything up. Oops. I accidentally hit my mouse. I've got a button in the center of my mouse right below the mouse wheel where that's where it adjusts the sensitivity. And yeah, kind of hard to go up and down when that button's been pressed. Cat, do you have a death wish? Seriously. I just saw Zerk come online, so I have a suspicion we shall see another pair of legs pretty soon. Or hands, or something. We are actually making some pretty sweet progress. You can see the shulker monster sticking out from underneath the beacon. We'll be there! Shulker Dinger Cat's experiment. Wow. Oh, that's gonna keep me laughing for a while. The word shulker digger is so hilarious in itself. Actually, the bigger the cat gets, the bigger the shulker monster gets, and the more people we have helping here, the more I think, you know, when I actually had the whole bunch of cats and I'd forget to set them before I'm digging, that would have been a perfect time to have prediction just whether or not we will kill a cat today. Now that we're down to 1, the answer's probably no. Will I fall in a hole that I've dug myself? Probably yes. But, yeah. You guys are amazing. Like, as usual, what would we do without you? Kind of funny, in it, like a good way, but sort of. Actually, doing map-wise. I think. Getting to the point where having the beacon way out here is getting to be dumb, so I'm going to drop the junk. Drop everything. And then I'll probably go up and just move it. Because having it for the carpet really doesn't make much difference. There's only so fast I can read the chart I'm working on. What is with you, you stupid cat? Oh, move. Thank you. Like, I swear that thing has a death wish. Anyway, so there's only so fast I can read the chart got for the weekend bubble. So, I could probably move the beacon with no concern. Of course. Okay, well. Go with some... Sure. I'll work. Just need up. Up is all I need. Sure. Dylan, use your brain. Try and actually be on the pole next time. Wow. Okay, so let's switch. I have to. That one, so I'll start from this end. Bing. I figured I should probably tell them. Kind of rude if I didn't. Oops. Okay. At this rate, maybe one stack of stuff won't be enough. I keep knocking myself off things. Wow. Some days when I'm doing this, I miss CJ Bot. Well, partly because he's a fun personality, but partly because here's my hydration reminder, because half the time I don't remember to drink. Alright. Seriously, cat? Knock it off. It's World Hydration Day? Really? You could probably tell me that it was like World Cheese Whiz Day and I'd believe. So yeah, for the Zerk's benefit, you guys saw what I did with all of mine. I burnt it. So yeah. Glenn, brains not so much. I pretend it's natural blonde? Yes, maybe? Maybe? No? People were asking me yesterday, or we were talking recently about going gray. And sadly, I am. It isn't these days, just about everything under the sun. If gray is partly related to stress, then I figured that one out, but only because I can find a gazillion things to stress about. If stress was something you could invent, I should patent it. Oh, that might be kind of fun. Yeah, well, proof positive. You think you found a warden. Well, are you alive or dead? If the answer is the latter, then yes, you did. Yes, you did. Getting his stuff back might be paramount, I think. But while things are replaceable, the amount of time wasted doing so is a bit of a pain. This is what's going to pop up on your phone. Oh! Whatever calendar you've got on your phone, that's pretty cool. Can't pick you up, cat. Sorry. Keep wondering to myself, will there / should there be a stream where Dylan does nothing all stream except go and mine for netherite in the classic strip mine style. And it's partly should there be and partly will there be. Interesting to note how long these beacons stay turned on when you start to bring them down. Okay. Aha, that one's down. Come on, break. Make funny noises when you drop them down like that. Yes. Warden is one, noting that the Warden, one of those ones where I would probably add that to my filter, the sound filter if I could. Speaking of which, I don't have a sound filter on Fabric yet, so I'm going to be doing something super noisy, then I'm going to have to remember which version of the game to log in with. What am I doing? Really, cat? Incoming! Now that I don't mine out from underneath myself, I should be fine. Well, mostly. Ooh. He's been catching underneath me. Oh, really? Oh, MyFitnessPal. Yeah, of course that one would be. That spell. Okay. Think about making that heart beat my command sound. Oh, jeez. Wow. There'd be a cooldown on that faster than you can say Rumpelstiltskin. Okay, it's... map. Yeah, middle right about there would probably work, so 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 6. 2, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, okay. 13, here we go. 2, 3, 6, 9. .1 surround headset on. Wow, yeah, that would give me a jump. MyFitnessPal is cool. Fine. Get this sucker running as quickly as I can. People are really good at this whole block placing business. I'm not. It's out of my face. So. Murderize you. Really? I think probably worth grabbing the iron from inside the green box that is your beacon box. Out of the way. Hehe. Java doesn't have hold place, does it? It might. I'm just absolutely useless at doing so. Yeah. On at minimum. She'll find it. I think she must have found it. Oh, yep. She's on it. First things first, let's get that one turned on, and then we'll move on to haste. It's probably the second one. Like either haste or jump. Got a couple of pieces turned on. Go. Keep going. Go. Go, cat. Always do that. It's like one extra one. Go. Not worth moving the shulker monster, but a little faster run over to it might not be a bad idea. Ever do that one? Already did that one. Jump. Can't turn it on, actually. Really neat. Not gonna be underneath it. Those. Hey! 5 minutes left, and I think thanks to PP Zerk and Zerk's fine work, we are going to be ready for the weekend. Everybody's working for the weekend. Yes, I'm terrible, but that's okay. I don't care. Fine. Excellent.
Hello?
Hello! Get off my hill. Get off my hill! Uh-oh, somebody got checked out. Oh, Creef won it! Let's see. Oh, it's still got an evil cooldown. Shoot. And I trigger. At the hill action. Start fight. Aw, man. I have to add that. Okay. And there is one. User permissions, me. Okay. Let's see if this will work. You might not get to keep it. Short rain, yeah. Short rain like short ribs. It's mildly amusing to have the Shrek quote about "get out of my swamp." What are you doing in my swamp? And then, what, you don't like me here? Fight me for it. Oh, Tiz might kick your butt. See who's there. Mikey got it back. Woo. The scam. Oh, you guys are really enjoying this one. If you're serious, I'll trigger another free hill. So, I finish up this row, then give the blah blah blah. Heal. Okay, so thank you to PB Zerk and Zerk. We have very good likelihood that we're actually going to make it back, be able to do the carpet art on the weekend. So yeah, we're almost there. Oop, cancel. And drag, please. Here we go. You can see it. It's gonna fit. I'm just gonna add a little bit of border top and bottom, which were not in the original design. This is actually, for some reason, the picture's turning out more square than the thing on the ground, but definitely. We'll finish up with one more hill at the very, very end, just because we can. So my suggestion to everybody is to definitely make sure you consider some time for the weekend. There are some really great streamers this weekend. As you can see there, I've got the 5 p.m. Eastern slot, and we will be actually doing said carpet art. And between the work the Zerks have done, and I'm going to push through a little bit this afternoon and probably this evening as well. I don't have a stream slot tomorrow, so I will be probably prepping more for the weekend. So I do have all of the, well, at least a shulker to start with of each of the colors. including orange, sadly. But I'll be definitely finishing up, cutting this down, and if necessary, putting on some of the edging black borders and stuff so that we don't need to see it. Okay, so I can pull that one down. Weekend. Oh. And my Spotify is being pilled. That's okay. The Zerks are incredibly awesome. I would not have gotten this far without them, and in honesty, it did not occur to me to move the beacon, so apparently I need more coffee. But, yeah, that's where we're making some serious progress, and we shall be ready. What else am I looking at? We're live. Yeah. So I think that we can call it a day, call it a stream. We have... Quick, okay. So let's see if we can roll on in through the credits. Cross my fingers that this will work. And then we'll find somebody to raid. There are 5 people live at the moment, so there should be some good choice. Oh, actually, these are a slight bit out of date, but we've got some Dad Rock streamers, but a lot of them. And there may be some Java streamers. Yes, that's a wall. And as always, I will be around. But we had ourselves a great time. And I want to say thank you to everybody. I know that it was been a long haul, and I've had to have some help at the end. But we're going to get there. We're going to be there. So it's going to be a great day. Let's see, we've got Lego or Minecraft. Really what it comes down to. We've got Gruva, Bruno, Pixel Rifts, and Zloy are all live doing Minecraft. Or we've got the local brick shop doing the tail end of his Lego stream. Oh, yes, I promised Free Hill, didn't I? Didn't I? Yes. There we go. You're the last champion of today's stream. Next opportunity will be on Saturday. So we will have Champion of the Hill available. I will do some testing in between to see if we can actually potentially allow ourselves a whole ton of back-to-back fights. And so hopefully everything will go pretty well. Fantastic Shock Fox doesn't know it yet, but he's going to get dragooned in helping test to make sure we don't have any tech problems before the weekend. I guess technically, as we were talking about it a little bit in stream yesterday, my kids do have Twitch accounts, so theoretically, I could actually use their accounts for the testing purpose. It hadn't really occurred to me to do that because they're both officially underage, so I couldn't actually let them on a live stream. But I suspect for tech testing, I could probably get away with it. But I want to thank everybody for dropping by, and let's see. I'm going to make a guess. We are going to go to... Let's head on over to Bruno and see what he's up to today. So have yourselves a great day. Give him all my best. And enjoy your time. I'll see you on the weekend.
Mischief managed.